In 2008, 14 volunteers called by the Holy Spirit and organized by Father Bill Grevach established the first conference of the Society of St. Vincent de Paul in Wausau, Wisconsin. They chose the name Cabrini for their conference to honor St. Francis Xavier Cabrini, the prominent Catholic nun who, in the 19th century, ministered to the poorest of the poor in New York City. Declared to be a saint in 1946, Mother Cabrini holds the special honor of being the first United States citizen to be canonized. Separated by 2 centuries, St. Vincent de Paul and St. Francis Xavier Cabrini share striking similarities in service to God that reveal something profound about the heart of Christian charity. The same charity that continues to be manifest by the band of volunteers of today's Society of St. Vincent de Paul Cabrini Conference. By 2013, the Cabrini Conference amassed donations sufficient to purchase a facility on West Thomas Street in Wausau that today houses the St. Vincent de Paul thrift store. While the thrift store is the most recognized public-facing feature of the ministry and does account for about 1/3 of its funding, the work of the Cabrini Conference is so much more. St. Vincent de Paul offers a wide variety of services to help struggling neighbors throughout Marathon County. Through their home visit process, they meet person to person, ready to listen, build trust, understand the need, and to support those who ask for help. The Cabrini Conference provides rent and utility assistance, transportation resources, food and clothing, and basic household items, including furniture. When a neighbor presents with a need that the St. Vincent de Paul Cabrini Conference is not equipped to meet, more often than not, the staff and volunteers are able to connect those neighbors with other agencies that are better prepared to address the specific need. The St. Vincent de Paul Cabrini Conference is available to all, regardless of gender, race, creed, or ethnicity. There are 2 types of members in the Society of St. Vincent de Paul: active and associate members. Active members are those who participate regularly in the prayer life, meetings, and person-to-person service of the poor. Active members are Catholic and are members of a conference. Men and women who would like to serve but may not have the time to participate regularly in the meetings and works of the conference, or are not Catholic, may join as associate members. The volunteers of the conference are known as Vincentians. Each Vincentian is clear on their calling. And the call nearest to the heart of every Vincentian is to visit the homes of those in need, to enter their world, carrying with them the love of Jesus.
If you read the gospel at all, listen to the gospel, it constantly talks about helping those that are less fortunate. And the primary mission of our society is to go to the edges of society, people that have less than we do, and to do our part to show the love of Christ to the people that we serve.
Our mission throughout the whole society, we are a network of friends inspired by gospel values, growing in holiness, and building a more just world through personal relationships with and service to people in need. We're not an agency where those in need come to us and it's transactional. We tend to try to work towards transformational encounters with Christ.
You know, we have to realize that every human being, and we tell them this during our home visits, is made by God on purpose and for a purpose. And our calling, our mission at St. Vincent de Paul is to visit in their homes, listen to their magnificent stories, and see how we can help them. And we begin by acknowledging their humanity in our tone, in our willingness to listen to their stories.
It's very, very rewarding when you leave a home visit and you think, I've gained so much more than what I've given to that person. And sometimes what we give to them might be monetary. Sometimes it might be just the chance for them to talk, for us to listen. Or sometimes it's just a hug or the human touch where they feel the love of Christ.
The people in our conference are some of the best people that I know. They're wonderful, loving Catholic Christians. Becoming a Vincentian is a choice you make. It's a commitment you make. You're actually, committing to serving God in this organization, and that's something pretty special.
The Getting Ahead program at St. Vincent de Paul is a living embodiment of the Catholic Church's call to serve the poor, not merely through charity, but through authentic accompaniment and empowerment in the spirit of the gospel and the teaching of the Church. Getting Ahead forms relationships that restore hope and overcome isolation. It enables people to discern their gifts, goals, and future story, thus cooperating with God's grace in the renewal of their lives. It transforms volunteers who grow in empathy, humility, and understanding of the complexities of poverty. When Christ says in Matthew 25, "Whatever you did for one of these least brothers of mine, you did for me," He is not calling us to a moment of pity, but to a lifetime of solidarity. Getting Ahead is an expression of that solidarity, a humble collaboration with Christ in restoring lives through truth, compassion, and accompaniment.
The Getting Ahead program is an 18-week-long workshop for those who are struggling to meet basic needs. The group is up to 12 individuals in one class, led by trained facilitators, and our goal is to help bring resources and support to participants who are struggling the most. It builds a sense of community amongst each other because they're getting to know each other across 18 weeks. They're doing deep dives into the impact of poverty on their lives and on our community. And they're doing investigations into how can they make their lives more stable. How stable is my life right now, and what could my future hold? We're helping individuals in the program paint a future story that is filled with hope and opportunity.
What I want people to know most about Getting Ahead, it does help. It's helping people, helping them realize they're not alone, because a lot of people feel alone. And this shows you how many other people are going through similar situations you are.
How Getting Ahead helped me once I finished and then took the material that I learned, I applied it to my finances, and then I also applied it in as far as community goes and developing community and developing relationships.
So not only do the neighbors in need recognize me as part of the unhoused community, they now recognize me as a Getting Ahead graduate who is doing successful things, who they now see in the Resource Center at St. Vincent de Paul and in the community. And so I think that allows them to see that there is possible room for success, hope, and their future.
Bridges Out of Poverty is a powerful tool that helps teach and coordinate those who minister to the poor. The Society of St. Vincent de Paul Cabrini Conference hosts and facilitates seminars that attract professionals from other faith-based organizations, social and health agencies, legal service professionals, and interested individuals. Attendees learn how to better serve those with whom they work.
Bridges Out of Poverty gives us continuity across our agencies of how we're understanding poverty and the strategies that we're using to address poverty. We're going in understanding that people have their own individual frameworks or mental models when it comes to poverty based on our own background and experiences. Bridges Out of Poverty gives us that language for having a common understanding of poverty so that we can address it in continuity together.
Since stepping into leadership as executive director in early 2024, Keith Endy has brought not only administrative skill, but a deeply personal commitment to the Vincentian way of charity. Keith leads with both humility and conviction as a champion of person-to-person encounters and programs that restore hope. For Keith, charity is not simply a duty, it's a spiritual calling to honor the dignity of every neighbor in need.
When you look at the mission statement, the words hope and joy really jump out. And a year and a half into the job, it's still, you get pulled into, or I get pulled into the nuances. Is the store performing well? Are we meeting our needs to pay our bills and to pay our staff and to keep the lights on and all those kind of things? Are we able to raise enough funds to keep the Getting Ahead program going? And that's the corporate, that's the secular side of things, where you kind of like, boy, is this really what we're really doing? And yes, it's necessary, and yes, it's important to keep your eyes on those kind of things. But being reminded that we're here to help the poor, and the poor come to us seeking something, seeking rent assistance, seeking to pay a water bill, seeking to find a place to live because they're homeless. But when you get beyond that initial ask of the material need that they have, and to listen to their story and to give them a voice and to let them know that there's somebody listening to them other than just handing them a check to help them with their monthly rent. That is the true mission of serving in hope and joy. And perhaps my only regret about doing that on a day-to-day basis is that I wish I could reconnect with those people 5-6 months down the road to understand the impact that St. Vincent's had in their life, if they were able to put together the things that they needed to put together in their own life to succeed and to move themselves forward. To me, that is the serving of the mission in hope and joy.
St. Vincent de Paul Cabrini Conference could not function without a devoted cadre of paid staff and a host of committed volunteers.
St. Vincent de Paul has changed me in the way that I view our community. Beforehand, I didn't realize that there was a need in our community. I used to go downtown and didn't see the people that are sitting there. They are in need of help. I didn't see that. Working at St. Vincent de Paul, my eyes are now open, and I understand that there is a need in our community, and we need to help them.
It's important for people of Wausau to realize that there are a lot of people out there that are having a really hard time, and that if you think you're having a hard time, maybe you need to come and spend some time in St. Vincent de Paul or a facility like this, because there are a lot of people that is the only place they can afford to go to buy things that they need.
Here at St. Vincent de Paul, volunteers are really the lifeblood of our organization. We can have a great staff, and we do, but we could not do everything that we need to do and that we're able to do without our wonderful volunteer efforts.
A word from the Catholic priest who for years had the vision that became the Society of St. Vincent de Paul Cabrini Conference.
We had very, very good lay leadership, and that's the reason that it's been so successful. They're very dedicated people, all of them, not only the founders, but all of them. I go to these meetings and I'm so impressed with how they share their faith with one another and how they go the extra mile for those that they serve. And so it brings tears to my eyes. It really does. And so it's been a powerful ministry in the area.
The St. Vincent de Paul Cabrini Conference isn't just an inspiring story. It's a living example of the gospel at work. In this community, men and women are answering Christ's call, not in grandiose ways, but in quiet visits to where people live, in compassionate conversations across kitchen tables, in offering groceries, guidance, and dignity to neighbors in need. Their ministry is rooted not in theory, but in love, a love that is patient, a love that listens, a love that serves. St. Vincent de Paul once said, "Go to the poor, and you will find God." And how true that remains in ministering to the poor. We do not just help others, we are drawn closer to Christ Himself. He told us this clearly in Matthew 25. "Whatever you did for one of the least of these brothers and sisters of mine, you did for me." This mission belongs to all of us. Whether through the gift of time, resources, prayer, or presence, we are each invited to be instruments of God's mercy. The St. Vincent de Paul Cabrini Conference in Wausau shows us how that looks, how ordinary people, rooted in faith, can become vessels of extraordinary grace. So ask yourself, where is Christ calling you to serve? Perhaps it's in offering a listening ear to someone lonely. Or perhaps it's just in opening your heart to a deeper awareness of those quietly suffering in your neighborhood. Whatever it may be, the invitation is clear and the need is real. May we all go forward with the courage of St. Vincent de Paul, St. Francis Cabrini, the compassion of Christ, and the conviction that in serving the poor, we meet the face of God.